Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Wow, I feel like I'm kind of giant here. You guys are getting giantess Rima. Yeah, I know. A lot. I think a lot of people are confused about what this is about, but don't worry, I'll explain everything. My throat is still kind of sore because I've been sick. However, considering the circumstances, I felt like I had to go live again to address this. All right, I'm just gonna try to drink a lot of liquids. I did my very first iced tea, by the way. It was surprisingly simple. Although, if I didn't follow my members' advice, my pitcher would have probably exploded. Yeah, okay. No, it wasn't moldy. No, it wasn't moldy. A lot of people thought the stream would be about the mold because I posted a short mold yesterday, but it wasn't that. I'll put the boiling tea in the fridge. Listen, I didn't know that if you put boiling tea in the fridge, it would explode. Okay, so what is this about? Well, yesterday I uploaded a video on my Patreon about this femboy VTuber who got arrested because they've been found with can I say this word on YouTube? With child prawn on their devices, and they were a VTuber. So today I wake up to this lovely post. Just say CSA. I can say that? Or CP. Maybe CP is better. I'm not sure. But it was very grave crimes, okay? Absolutely awful stuff. So this morning I wake up to this post. Oh, it's thermal shock if you cool something down too fast. Also, just call it cheese pizza. Nah, that'd be making it too comic for how serious the topic is. Yeah, they call it CSAM now, but I don't know if I can use that word on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's also a flag word. Anyway. Anyways. Alright. So I wake up to this post from this person called Annie Rhea. Changeling Faye, Life 2D Rigor. They're saying, this is absolutely sickening, tagging me in the post at rimaevenstar. Not only did you put this behind paywall, but you treated this as a way to point fingers, accusing a cover-up from those who were friends with them and disowned them. This isn't news. You used others people's art without their permission. Never once did you talk or interview any person you name-dropped that were deeply wounded by the situation because they genuinely trusted them. You also name-dropped a misgendered someone. Next time, go digging for the relative news article on them. Go interview people involved. Get the fucking facts. This is absolutely sickening of you. I don't think I've ever been so disappointed. You have deeply upset some of my friends who were deeply involved with the said person, and that very much upsets me. And it upsets a lot more other people on deeper levels to the point they're literally throwing up. Do better. There's a lot to unpack here. I'm going to unpack every single thing one by one. Because I feel like this is becoming a constant thing. And because in the past, I've let it slide because I wanted to be professional. I'm trying to be kind. But it seems to me now that because I've done this, people believe that they can walk all over me. And this post is not the only one. They've done all kinds of other claims that we're going to go over later. Did you send them all to make them throw up? No, I did not. So first of all, they're like, not only did you put this behind paywall, but you treated this as a way to point fingers, accusing a cover-up from those who were friends with them and disown them. This isn't news. This isn't like, they're making it seem like I'm trying to hide the video behind Patreon. I'm not the one trying to hide the video. At this point, they're the one that's trying to hide the video. This video will be released on YouTube. Happy Friday, Rima. Thank you, thank you. Actually, it would be show my Patreon post if I can show that bit. So, for those who are on Patreon, well, you know how it works. But for those who don't know, what I do basically is I put the video on Patreon. It's usually like kind of unfinished, but it's a way for people to watch it ad-free and censor-free. Besides that, after that, like usually the finishing touches or like some mistakes are edited afterward before it goes on YouTube. So the last steps of video editing is the text overlay, which is where like credits would typically go, and then some sound effects. And then I ask my Patreon and I encourage them to watch the video, because even though like I do revisions 2 or 3 times, because I'm so close to it, sometimes just having another pair of eyes watch it, they can flag like mistakes, like, oh, Rima, you got a typo here. I was there when this happened and you missed this, or you should have spoken about this. And I'm like, bet. And then, you know, I make some iterations. Now, I made a response to this post on Twitter as well, because they decided to take it to Twitter. So I had to respond to the platform they did it on. I reiterate that the Patreon is not the finished product. And I specifically ask on Patreon for my supporters to flag errors so they can be corrected. And I also explicitly stated that in the Patreon post itself. So it's not like it's something that you should know and they missed out. It's literally in the post. Like, I say it here. As always, please let me know if you find any mistakes or errors you guys are watching this way in advance of anyone else. You know? Like, it's in the post, word for word. And then they're like, used others people's art without their permission. We're gonna talk about fair use and all of that, but okay, how should I go about this? I guess I should go off my own statement because I kind of address everything in there. So then I write, let me show you an example of what not to do. The version being criticized here was obtained by someone blatantly recording paid content and redistributing it without transformation. Basically, what they did is that what I assume is one of their friend called Miluku Moon. They subscribed to my Patreon yesterday, and they unsubscribed almost immediately after. What they did is they screen recorded the video and they distributed it to other people. And Miluku Moon here yesterday said, Miluku Moon here, and I'm here to say that I'm highly displeased by this video. You used wrong pronouns on me. You used she, her, and barely they, them. I do not condone this. Now, when it comes to I try to make an effort to correctly like pronoun, you know, everybody, but you guys know, if you watch my stream, that I do a lot of Rimaism. I like go on rants And I often lose my train of thought. So mistakes do tend to slip by. So I generally made a mistake where I did not use the right pronoun. Mind you, they're not even one of the main people involved at all. They're just a tweet that I showed for like less than 20 seconds on stream. However, if somebody asked me nicely, now they were kind of rude in their request in the first place, but still me wanting to do right by them, seeing that this is, this is a fair request, I was like, I offered to re-record it and re-edit it. I was like, no problem, apologies, etc. So, and then today I wake up to this post, and then I look at some of the replies, and I realize that they actually didn't pay for the video. It was recorded by someone involved and keeping tabs and showed us because we were involved. They're claiming that I'm defaming them and stealing other people's paid comm without permission. And then I found this other post. There's like a bunch of people in the QRTs. They're all similarly saying the same thing. So this was definitely coordinated from like their Discord or whatever. And this person also admits to watching my stolen content. We have here 2 admissions of theft, basically content theft. Now I addressed the so this is for the part where they stole the video. That was unfinished, by the way. And now for the art claims. So this is a common misconception, and I'm going to take the time to address it here. Yeah, this is my text, Abel. Unfortunately I had to be, I mean, yes, it was a lot. It's pretty long, but there's so many lies that I had to debunk that I had to be thorough, unfortunately. Thank you, thank you. I'd love some ice cream, actually. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained because I didn't like super prepare for this. Like this is, I'm kind of improving here. Anyway, so on the artwork, the claims that I stolen the art. Every VTuber commentary video showcases its subject visuals. When I'm showcasing a VTuber, I'm showcasing somebody's art. B Morning VT was a VTweeter with an OC, but no L2D model. On top of that, unfortunately, his account was suspended mid-video making. So we did what we could. We used a mix of artworks and photos he posted publicly on his profile as placeholders. We went through archives. We found what we could. Nonetheless, all of this still falls under fair use for commentary. I've credited artists in the past as a gesture of good faith, but in no way, shape, or form is a content creator obligated to credit you. Like, I do it to be courteous, I do it to be polite, but this is a common misconception, and perhaps because I've done it in the past, now it's being weaponized against me. I'm too employed for this? Yeah, we all are. But again, like, you don't have to take my word for it. If you're uncertain, just ask a lawyer. They're all going to say the same thing. Trust me, I looked into fair use. I looked into all of that. Rima uses wall of text. It's super effective. Thank you, Tony, for the super chat. Now, for the defamation allegations, big words being thrown around. The segment in question that they're worried about covers community backlash against people that were formerly associated with B Morning VT, who initially refused to share a news article about his arrest because they cited concerns about doxing. This was in their initial statement. I will not be doxing the report. They're saying it here. They're saying the reports are publicly available online. However, I will only be sharing them. Thank you for the Akasupa. Oh my god. Fun for Rima mole research. Thank you. That's a lot of pesos. What the fuck? Bob. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So anyway, so they also it's stated here there's more evidence in the video as usual. Again, like they're making it seem like this was the entire video where I am like reporting on the topic as it happened back then when
bitches.
when those statements came out, there was community backlash and people were like, why are you not showing the article? It's public information. This guy committed serious crimes. It's not doxing. And in the video, I'm sympathizes with them too. I'm like, I understand, you know, your fear of doxing. It's very taboo in the VTubing community. But of course, this post doesn't mention any of that. They're just saying I'm defaming them. So, like, again, I clarified in the video that sharing a news article about someone facing 5 felony charges is not doxing. Also, every word I attributed to them came directly from their own public statement. So if they take issue with how these statements look when read back, that's a problem with them, with their own statement, not with the coverage itself. Accurately quoting someone is not defamation. Oh, this person is a VTuber for pre-debut 2.0. So again, what they leave out of their post is that I also defended them. And I was like, much sorry, I knocked my glass. I empathize with them a lot more than the community did back then. I like defended them. I said that at the end of the day, what they did was spread awareness about B, and this is what's important. I also said that public statements are often peer-reviewed before release, which is why they looked similar, and that the criticism they received was disproportionate, and that it shifted the focus from what this dude did that was horrendous to a debate about doxing, which is like, we don't give a fuck about that. We care about what he did and spreading awareness about that. They should not be the one taking the full blame. So this post is like already greatly misrepresenting my take. And then after that, they start saying things like, I should have interviewed them. Never once did you talk or interview any person you name dropped that were deeply wounded by the situation because they genuinely trusted you. Like, I don't, first, in some places, the truth is considered defamation. Yeah, it's defamation when you don't want people to watch a video, basically. It's what it is. Where was I? Okay. The interview claim. Let me take a moment to address that because that is something that keeps on coming out. Every time somebody is criticized in one of my video, they make a post like this, right? Nobody likes to be criticized. And it's easy to take pot shots at Rima, so why wouldn't they make a Twitter post to get free clout points? And every time they're like, they could have interviewed me, they could have asked for a statement, they could have done this, they could have done that. No commentator is obligated to interview every person whose public posts they cover. By that logic, I should be interviewing B Morning VT from jail since the video is about him. It ain't about you, it's about him. It's stupid. The whole point of the video is to capture something that already happened. The timeline and everyone's reaction and opinion at the time, not to recreate and insert myself into it with some kind of new information or someone's rewriting of what happened. Also, like, may I state once again that I am not a journalist. I'm a content creator. I do commentary content, but let's just say, okay, let's humor them for a second. Let's say I am a journalist and so many people like to bring similar arguments to this all the time. Even when journalists make news article about someone, they will basically just send an email to include a response to their claims or a statement. It's usually left for the end after the article is done, and it will never stop their publishing if you don't respond to it. They'll just add that we reached out and there was no response. Sure, plenty of journalists will say that, hey, we reached out for comment, but they will never change their article because of your statement. So whatever journal LARPing this is just stupid and it's misinformed. Again, I am not a journalist, I do commentary, but them bringing made up standards like this only hurt the authenticity of my videos and of any piece I would make. Whitey Borg, thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you, thank you. Let me just catch this stream elements thing. Antique doll, oh my god, thank you for the 50. This is way too much of a reach on your content. A lot of folks who upload on YouTube also upload on Patreon. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Yeah, they're making it sound like this is some kind of like I'm trying to hide some terrible truth behind the Patreon. Like, this is not what it is. Monkey, thank you for the super chat. My acid wash t-shirt arrived today and I love it. My what the fuck is he wearing era has begun. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're repping the Rima merch. And Tony, Rima angry, Rima smash. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Fuck, I gotta put my feet down sometimes. I'm like my editor freaking out. They're like so worried because they're like, I'm the one who sourced these artwork. Should I remove them? They're claiming they're gonna copy strike us because they threatened that too, by the way. Here. Outside of that, any other use can be struck down for stealing and copyright. Like, imagine pretending to care about a creator's copyright while threatening DMCA abuse and stealing my content wholesale and redistributing it. Like, what are you smoking? Now, also for, is there anything else about the interview bit I needed to say? Okay. I'll go over their own other replies separately after I'm done with this, I guess. Oh yeah, this. They also claim that they're like, I talk with the people in question because we're close and VTuber siblings as well. So I assume this is about the person who stole my content on Patreon. When I pull on her Twitter one, they discussed the topic, and they agreed that they would talk to her if it came to it, and also agreed that they'd send a message to make sure she had all the proper facts, and she never responded to any messages. Twitter DMs are fucked, and everything goes, whether you have premium or not. It always falls into the spam folder. On top of that, I checked and I never received a message from this person. Like, the only message she sent me was from, I have a photo of it. Was yesterday. This is the first time. Rima, I'm here to message you to give you how uncomfortable the video made me in your Patreon. You literally disrespected the 3 streamers for their writing, not even bothered to not care the fact they didn't want to publicly post the article and were forced to do it by threats. Okay, but that's not what was stated in the statement. This is reopening the wounds and is doing less good. We feel like you're using this for monetization, not bothered to reach out to any of us. Basically, your video shames us from moving on, and monetizing from the pain is disgusting. I did never shame them from moving on. What are they on about? I can't speak for people, but I highly recommend not to post a video on YouTube. The pronouns are not the only thing I feel violated from. It's the whole video. I feel sick mentally. I might not heal in a long while. Trauma is not a prop for monetizing. So I want to address the monetizing aspect and the whole pronoun thing too. It seems like we live in an age where diplomacy is missing. If they thought there were problems, why couldn't they simply reach out and discuss instead of go on a smear campaign? There is like a ticket support system in my Discord, discord.gg/Rima, where they can open up tickets and we look at all of them. Okay, now also they're claiming that like I did no digging for a relatively news article on them. Go interview people involved, get the fucking facts. Literally, I swear to God, chat, every single article that was made on this topic, because this topic was so thin on information, I scoured the internet for it. I went to get the fucking court logs and they were still thin. I got every single new information on it, so I don't know what the hell she's on about. We quoted it in the video itself. It also sucks that I can't show you guys a video because it's not even out, so it's hard to like defend it. But I like the standard was accuracy and good faith, both of which I met. Every news article published in this case, plus the trial logs, was used during research or quoted in the video. The only update I didn't include was that B requested to attend his trial virtually, which was inconsequential to the content. Now, on the name dropping things, like, I do not understand this claim. You also name dropped and misgender someone. Any person you name drop, what is the claim here? Because they're making it sound like I'm doxing somebody. And the people are reading her post are just taking it at face value and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe she did this. Which is why I gotta go live and address it now. It's like, are we seriously upset because I read out a Twitter username? The only name I am mentioning is the name of the guy charged with 5 felonies. Whoa, anonymous gifter gifted me 5 subs. Thank you so much. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And I really like your YouTube videos. I'm so glad you like them. Thank you. So now you should report on stuff without ever mentioning any names? I guess not. Like, if I'm reading a tweet, I'm not allowed to mention a Twitter username. Like, are we so for real right now? This is not serious. Like, this is not a serious claim. So now you ask, why is Ain posting this when they're not even featured in the video, by the way? This person is not in the video. Their tweets don't show up in the video. Well, it's because I assume Milo Komun, who I presume is their friend, briefly joined my Patreon to watch a video. And then they left a comment saying they were upset about a pronoun error because they're gender fluid. So I apologized and offered to fix it. I try my best and I might use wrong pronouns at time. It happens. And if someone asks me to correct it, it's also not a problem. Like, I'm happy to do it. And I'm happy to accommodate people when I can. But talk to me like a human being. Do not demand that to shake me down or accuse me of doing it on purpose, as these posts are insinuating. They're attributing like malice to it. Like, how could she? Like, talk to me like a human being. I'll respond and I'll work with you. But let me be clear. Just because I'm being courteous and I agree to re-record that part does in no way mean that I owe you anything, that you get to hold that over my head or use it to extort me. I did it because that's how I wanted to operate. What is this hogwash? Thank you, Demon Beef. And I felt like I responded, I said, all right, I'll fix that part. And then after I was like, all right, I'll fix that part, that's when they revealed the true motive behind why they were so upset. They got like one concession out of me, then they wanted more. No issue. But also questioning how we didn't want to post the article is not a good shape. I mean, I guess they're saying me questioning why they wouldn't share the article is not in good form, but I think it's a very valid thing to say. I get it, it can be confusing, but a lot of us process this in a painful way. The posts also having similarities were made in a discreet manner. I'm not really comfortable with the idea of this going to YouTube, as I fear for my fellow streamers would have their wounds opened again. Okay, but you are not the one that gets to dictate whether this go on YouTube or not. After trying to understand their logic, my only conclusion was it hurts itself in its confusion. My god. Like, as a trans, I get the dislike of being misgendered, but it gives me a vibe that they are escalating things more than it should. Exactly, like if I know somebody's preferred pronouns, like if I know them, I'll make an effort to use the correct one. But like this was a genuine mistake. And I think it wasn't even the core of their issue because as soon as I said I'll change it, they were like, oh, that's fine. But yada yada yada. Wait, why why is Fillion is lost here? What the hell? Fillion? No, is that the right account? There's no way, right? Okay. Where am I? It's gotta be fake, right? That's not Fillion, she's lost, yeah. It would have a check mark, no? The capital L doesn't match? Oh, okay. I see, I see. No, that's not Fillion. Alright. Alright, go back to the statement. Focus, Rima. I'm too scatterbrained. Alright, so also what made me feel like what made me make me feel I gotta speak, sorry. What makes it super hard for me to take this as face value is that Miloko themselves, they voted for this topic to be covered a month ago when I polled it. And I went back and found their comment that they did, that they edited since then, by the way. So I don't know what it used to be. I don't know when they edited that, but I think it's worth to note that the comment has been changed since then. They're saying, I'm voting for the video of B Morning BT as one of his former associates. I'm hoping our voices were affected by his actions get heard. So they wanted the video to be done back then. They knew back then that the video would be monetized, right? So why is it an issue that the video is monetized now? Because I didn't do the video exactly the way they wanted it to be, because I didn't portray everything the exact same way they wanted me to do it. Listen, it's not because you were involved in a situation, you don't get to dictate how I present my content. Back then, they were fine with all of that. My video being monetized, everything, until they realized that the framing wasn't what they wanted exactly. At that point, the position shifted from don't publish this to give us a cut of the profits, because they do claim that, by the way. The thing is, Rima is so far behind the topic that more news articles updating the trials have come out, and she blatantly chose not to do any research. Even Ilara did write in her news coverage when she covered it immediately with very little information. Rima has no excuse, and she owes the people she's defaming and stealing art from an apology, and if it were up to me, I'd say she owes them a cut of her profits from this. So, let's be honest here. What is this actually about? What is this truly about? People were concerned about her don't do things like go nuclear without first talking. They didn't care about painting you in vitriol, but we should be caring for their touchy feelings. I mean, I tried to be caring of their feelings, but they're being purposely obtuse and trying to drag me on Twitter. Sounds like they want to extort you. This is a video about somebody who's allegedly committed horrendous things. I'm not sure why we're shifting the topic to not wanting to talk about it. Like, sure, you were close to him, but you are not the victim there. I don't think it should supersede keeping our mouth shut about B. Besides, even though they claim it's about that, it's not about that, because they were okay with me making the video back then. They're just not okay with the framing. And again, it's not even the framing of the entire video. It's from a small section of it. This is ridiculous. Like, let's be honest about what's happening here. This video covers a person who was in this community and is now facing 5 felony charges related to child SA material against fuck, how can I say this in YouTube terms? MINORS, okay? This is the subject, and every single attempt to redirect this conversation towards art credit or pronoun error that I already offered to fix, mind you, or whether I owe you a payout to people for voted for the topic is at best a distraction, and at worst, it is an effort to make covering this kind of story more trouble than it is worth it so that no one does it. So you can keep on threatening to copy strike me. You can keep on threatening me, trying to twist my arm to change the video so it can be framed as you want it to be. You're not the first person that's tried to do that, by the way, and you're not going to be the last. But you can keep coordinating backlash with your friends on Twitter, but I'm sorry, I won't be guilt-tripped out of reporting on this. Yes, the diversion here sounds very sus. Like, I understand that there's always going to be pushback from people featured in my videos because no one likes to be criticized, even if it's a mild criticism, which was the case in this. It was super mild. And it's super easy to farm engagement from people who already dislike me. I get it. I get why they're doing this. They get to ride the wave of the hate train, the antis, Rima, and all of that. It's making them a nice little boost of attention. And like, this happened before. It happened with Admiral Baru. It happened last week with Miyu, who then, like, after being called out, first people were believing them in their post. Then I called them out, and then it turns out they got exposed for even more stuff. It happened with Elephant Psyop. It happened with who else, Chad? I'm like forgetting some names. But like it's gonna keep on happening. Because every time if I make a video on somebody, they're not gonna like it. They're never gonna like it. Okay, let's talk about fair use. Because a lot of people seem to be really confused about that. Now there's 4 pillars of fair use, okay? 1, purpose and character. Is it transformative? Is it commentary versus copying? 2, the nature of the work. Is it factual or creative? Is it published or unpublished? 3, the amount used. How much of the original content was taken? And 4, market effect. Does it hurt the original's value? And this is the most important factor out of all 4. Luckily, we've had a few lawsuits on fair use lately, which have helped establish a precedent onto what is fair use. So now I'm going to compare what they're accusing me of. Well, I'm going to compare the way I used fair use in my video and how they used, or they believe they used fair use by stealing my video. So my use of the artwork. 1, purpose and character. Is it transformative? Is it commentary versus copying? Well, I used it as a visual placeholder to identify a subject in a news commentary video, and the artwork serves the commentary. It got transformed into evidence, not reproduced for its own sake. What? Thank you for the Twitch sub, Gamer Viking. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Also, help me out here. If they don't want this being reported, didn't it just make it more public than anyone else with this shit? Everyone knows now. I didn't know them. Now I do. I don't know what, I guess they were trying to build pressure so I wouldn't release it. Gamer Viking, thank you for the 5 gifted subs on Twitch. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you. This is so huge. Thank you. What a chat. Sorry guys, I don't have much voice. I'm trying my best, but I really appreciate all the support. Now let's compare this first pillar of fair use to how they used my video. Well, they recorded an unfinished video and distributed it with 0 transformation. The content is identical to the original. There was no commentary on it, no criticism, no new meaning added. It is pure copying. They don't pass the first pillar of fair use. I do. Second, nature of the work, factual or creative, published or unpublished. The way I used this was the artwork was publicly posted and it was used by B Morning VT, already published and voluntarily shared with the public. How they used my video was my Patreon video is a creative original work and it's paywall, meaning it wasn't fully public yet. Reproducing unpublished or restricted creative work gets the least fair use protection, by the way. Third, amount of the content used, how much of the original was taken. For the artwork, the specific image was used as a placeholder within a larger video for like a second. It wasn't the artist's full portfolio, it was a selected piece serving a specific illustrative purpose. How was their distribution of my video? Well, my entire video was recorded and redistributed, and you cannot take 100% of a work and claim it fair use. Or market effect. Does it hurt the original's value? Well, my commentary video does not compete with or replace the original artwork. No one will watch my video instead of buying a commission from them. You see what I mean? And this is like one of the most important part is that it needs to compete. And then for the way they stole my video was it's direct market harm. Because if people can watch my Patreon content for free via recording, well, they have no reason to pay for it. So this is like the most damaging factor. In fact, Ethan from H33 even recently won his lawsuit against Denims and who was it, like Frogan, I believe, because they said the exact same thing these people did. They claim I didn't want him to profit from me watching the video, so I stole it. And because of that, they lost the lawsuit. Oh, Denims is still ongoing. It was Frogan. Well, yeah. You could technically take legal action against. Yeah, like, I mean, they're like throwing all these claims. Like, by all means, if you have a leg to stand on, try to sue me. You have no claim. If they were gloating they didn't pay or give money to you and recorded it. Exactly. We actually didn't pay. It was recorded by someone involved and keeping tabs and showed us we were involved. So she got no money from us, and yes, it's paywalled because she put it on her Patreon first for people to pay her to watch it before it is released on YouTube. This is absolutely a case where defaming others and stealing other people's paid comments without permission. Again, your opinion is not my problem. You shouldn't even be in my comment section in the first place. The last part, like, this all comes down to they just don't believe that me or any other person should be able to speak about something they posted publicly. Content creators regularly make vids talking about other people online. Why are you getting a lot of flack compared to others? I've seen plenty of vids on online personalities where content creators don't reach out and just cover it. I'm held to like some kind of insane standard compared to anyone else. And I don't know why. I work so much harder than everybody else. I give everybody a fair shake. And yet I still can't please everybody. Yes. Yeah. But I owe them a cut of the profit. Now because I'm showing like your tweet, do I owe you a cut of the profits too? Like, the fuck is this? I'm trying to find one of their tweets that's very telling about how they think. Yeah, like Outside of that, any others can be struck down for stealing copyright, even more so if the commissioner did not purchase monetization rights for the art. She's blatantly using it for monetization, especially monetized platforms. She makes money from Patreon, makes money from YouTube ad revenue since she is a YouTube partner. Either way, you cut the cookie. That is very illegal, and she can absolutely be sued. I mean, you want to sue me? Try it. You have no leg to stand on. I know my rights. It's literally DMCA abuse. Yeah, and they were acting all confident and gloating while proudly proclaiming that they were stealing my content and distributing it wholesale. Yeah, like, oh my god, this is so crazy. Like, so this person is saying, so I guess if I'm streaming currently and I browse over your art while I'm streaming, and if I put that VOD behind a paywall, I would be art thief then. You can go ahead and block me because it's childish and stupid. And she says, actually, yes, I could sue you over it. What are they smoking? Like, there are people that I actually the people complaining are not even one of the main people that I like showed the statement from. They were like side characters slash cameos that appeared for a few seconds. The person who made the post is not even in the video. Mr. Slime VA is actually somebody that I showed their statement of, and they're like, just, I don't understand what this is about. It's not clear. Oh, I know about B. I knew them too. Damn, this ain't a late video or anything. Okay, I'll admit the video is late, but as you guys know, my videos are not like topics of the day kind of videos. They're just evergreen topics that I cover because my production process is pretty long. But Mr. Samvia is like cool about it. And they were actually one of the people like more involved in the video rather than Ain and this other person. It's literally what Niji Sanji did to False, by the way. Niji says False used the face of avatars or Niji talents without permission on the thumbnails. Exactly. And then they couldn't like sue him or press further because they had no leg to stand on. There was another tweet that I'm looking for that they're like saying something like, if you are not, they literally say, if you are not someone who was directly involved in making the video with Rima, or that was directly involved in the situation, then you don't get to talk under my tweet. Like, you don't get to be part of this discussion. Like, I feel like this really just showcases their mentality towards all of this and why there's a mismatch right now. If you post something online, it becomes part of the public market. Like, you posted something on a public platform, people have the right to form an opinion on it. Chadra, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, thank you. Sorry. You're like, just as you still don't wish to listen, this is not, it's my problem. You will be immediately blocked. Some people's stance on this really tells that they care, not in a good way. And you're just misinformed about how things work. Oh, there it is. Oh, I showed this earlier. There's just too much wall of text for me to read it. But it's which because this is incredibly disrespectful, not only to me, but even more so to people directly involved. And I'll tell you, like I told someone else, if you weren't directly involved with B or Rima's making of her video, you have no right being here in my replies. So they just want to like control the conversation to a few people. I have a response for people like Ainslow or Cry a Little. They want an echo chamber or nothing. Yeah, basically. Yeah, you have no right to respond to me on an open platform on the internet. Ugh. If you were glazing it, they wouldn't have those complaints. Yeah, but then my audience would have been like, you're not, you know, you're not accurately covering it. So apparently there's an update from Jay. Oh, they DM me yesterday. I did not see it. Okay. Hey, I just didn't want art of me and that person that I commissioned use because I don't like the fact that sorry. That someone so deplorable was given a platform through me and that I supported them. I was trying to wait for the video to be released before speaking publicly because I just assumed there was miscommunication and wanted to see what happened myself in your video. Because what I have been told is that my response or critique despite my struggle with dyslexia. What? I didn't even know he had dyslexia. Dude, Dude, what did they tell him? I'm really curious what they told him exactly. I had DM you personally to which you never replied to try and clarify it between the two of us. I told fellow people involved in the exposing of V that I didn't want anything posted on Twitter yet until I heard any updates from you or saw the video myself. Oh, well, he's being nice about it. Well, he's being nice about it. If he doesn't want the artwork to be showed because it makes him uncomfortable that he's in there with B, that's fine. We can fix that. See, this is how it should be handled. And also this person apparently, I guess from what I'm getting, is that they didn't want to speak publicly on it before trying to message me. And they wanted to watch the video first. Oh, what's the second message? Hi, I'm messaging you to clarify parts of the video. First, we did not talk together to make the same tweet. I only talked to my mod tweet on my Discord server to get my words written down and to be understanding and clear. I messaged Sid before posting to give them a heads up on the situation as we knew them, so I'm guessing that the other used part of my tweet to be in theirs. As I was the first to tweet regarding the situation. This was back in February, so I'm trying to remember from that period. Secondly, I didn't share the link to the article due to not wanting dogs get any risk into legal trouble. The article was very easy to find, which is why I didn't share or even quoted it from. And my mod team and I agreed not to go down that route. Thirdly, the way the wording is done in the tweet is due to me being dyslexic. This is how I can type most of the time. It can be seen my other tweets in the past, so I do not appreciate the comments on that. The assumption you have included in the video are not correct and be harmful in sharing the wrong information, since you did not contact me to ask for information. I think because I make a joke in the video, because they capitalize like every word. Like all the statement had capitalized words. A big important announcement. I am no longer associated in cutting ties with B. Yeah, it's about I made a joke about the capitalization and I was like, why did they title this like a clickbait video? You guys know how I do like jokes sometimes in my videos. And I guess whoever reported that to him is making it seem like I'm making fun of his dyslexia for some reason, which is untrue. Watch out, making sure that's how you get fired from VA jobs. True. Yeah, no, this is definitely about this. I didn't even know he had dyslexia. It was not about this at all. I've been informed that an image including me have been used in video regarding a person beating for spreading awareness about this issue. Please don't use any image videos I ever tied a person I like having associated with them. I do not and never will condone your action. Learning about the situation has affected me deeply, and I wish to be as far away from it and them as possible. Yeah, that's fair. I did read the whole DM. What do you mean? What the fuck is this? Rimaevenstar. Member for you. Remembered you for journalist was 6+ months ago, and I'm gonna cancel it and request a refund on my latest month. I don't give a fuck about anything else. If you're going to say what? FT slur word, then say it publicly with your chest so I can remove my funding? What the fuck are you talking about? When the hell did I say that? Who is spreading these allegations? And also, if you say that word, you're banned on site, in my chat, and in my Discord. So by all means, I don't want you in my community. Give me your Discord username. Give me your Twitch and YouTube username. You are banned, buddy. You are banned. What an unhinged person. There's no way. Honestly, fake community member, because everybody here knows that they don't get to use trans slurs. Actually paid actor. What the fuck is this tweet? Kevin James profile pic. He's a troll. Oh, I don't know who that is. He's LARPing as a Rima fan. This whole B situation gives us B a bad rap. Oh yeah, BPFB. I have a headache, man. Like virtue signal, bingo, we got thief, a transphobe for misgendering, ableist, and now using slurs. What's next? I don't know, but none of these labels stick on me because they're literally all untrue. Like, yeah, I am always respectful even when making fun of bad actors. Or no, you don't pick on people with dyslexia, you only pick on people who start sentences with ooh woo. I mess up so many words, I'm probably the one that's dyslexic. Because she misgendered in a private paywall video and offered to fix it, now she's called that. Sounds like someone just stirring up trouble. Yeah. I mean, people can call me transphobe all they want. It's never gonna stick. I've collabed with trans people. All of my IRL friends are gay. You can't tell the gay queen she's transphobic. I'm literally your brood mother. Like, nani? True, send the bloopers to your doctor because it's crazy. No, Rima, you're not dyslexic, you're just French. Sometimes I do flip words. Thank you, RPG man. Yeah, guys. English is confusing, especially when one word could have many meanings. All your friends, even DN and Pear. Oh, I'm in my IRL friends, most of them, yeah. Confirmed Parrots and DN are gay. True. Yeah, why do you think they slept in the same bed? Oh shit! An Akasupa! Being cancelled on Twitter is a milestone which deserves not only rewards, but also a toast. This is not a sign of failure. This is not a sign of weakness. This is a sign of starting to reach fame. Best wishes. Thank you. Well, TBH, I got cancelled quite a lot already. I just didn't use to talk about it. But then what happened is that, like, I realized that the people that just scream the loudest, it becomes their truth. And especially because they're so confident about it. Like that one, like, crazy person on Reddit that was like, Rima is a, fuck, what's the name? A newborn evangelist or something. And then somebody else replied, they were like, no, I don't think she is. And he was like, of course she is. It is very well known. Like, so many people have been turned away from my content without even giving it a shot because of posts just like this one today. Yeah, a born again fundy. Who's that? Born again evangelical fundy or something. Sounds like people spreading false rumors about it. Yeah, of course. Obviously, I can't spend my entire day just like debunking crazy shit people are saying on Twitter because it takes 2 seconds for them to say a lie. And I have to come up with receipts. I have to sit down and draft a statement like I had to do with last week. And then, it's too long. I have a job. I am employed. People search it just because they have no life. Do it for the click and baits because their life's so miserable they have to bring others down to their level. And people just make shit up on the internet. It takes them 1 second to come up with a lie. For every lie, it takes me what? Like 20 minutes to debunk it? Rima is employed, immersion ruined. Yeah, I'd be on the internet forever trying to debunk stuff. Hey, Afro teddy bear! I'm kind of picturing it in my head like a bear with an afro. Just dropped in. I don't know what's going on. Looks like terminally online kids who think they have rights over whatever they observe purely because they observe/perceive it. Bring back netiquette. Hell yeah. Bring back etiquette in general. It's so vulgar. Being serious, you're one of the most friendliest commentators to LGBT I've seen, so seeing people howling these accusations is pretty laughable. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me drink some water. It's not like I make a show or anything. I've never called like my space a safe space or like that. I just like, for me, it's just normal. It's just like treating other people with respect. That's it. It's like the baseline. It really ain't that deep. What's between somebody's leg is like legit none of my business. I'm not a horse girl, you fuckheads. I'm a fox. And I say nay to that. But was there ever internet etiquette? Oh, it might have been worse before. I don't know. But overall etiquette has definitely been going down. thought you were a horse girl, honestly? Seriously? There was etiquette, at least common sense levels. You finally learned my lore yesterday? Only yesterday? Fox is pronounced Uma. Bring back VTuber lore videos? True. True. I mean, back then it was more like edgy humor, but I think I guess people said it more to be controversial rather than meaning it. And now there's just more people being just straight up mean or malicious. So I feel like they kind of ruined edgy humor for me. They were getting their ass tore up in the replies, and I had to make a statement like, I'm no longer going to reply to Rima defenders. I'm dead. I know. I know. And they weren't even like getting that much pushback. Like their tweet got way more traction than my response, which is just the nature of things, right? The hate tweet will always get more traction. I mean, it just sucks, but for real, like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Can we get a patch for the content farm glitch? True. Yeah, treat people like their people's not that deep. It ain't. It ain't. It made me realize you can't tell a brick it's a brick. You can prove it's wrong, but it will never understand it's still a brick. The problem is there's always going to be people falling for it. Like like there's people like this that are just gonna come in, they're like, what the fuck is this? And then they read all these things, they're insinuating all these things that I'm defaming, that I'm slandering, then they're like, you name dropped somebody, you misgender somebody. It literally sounds like I'm doxing somebody. This is absolutely sickening. Do better. And these people that don't know any of the parties involved, they see this, are like, what the hell? I'm never gonna watch this person's content. They're insane. Beko! Hey, Beko's a fantastic artist. Thank you so much for the super chat, Beko. I hope you're doing well. It's just another day at the office. One day, I'm gonna... Oh yeah, this dude, the fake actor. I like that there's people that also... This person is not even like a follower of me, by the way. They're just like, most of the people pushing back in the comments don't even like me or watch my content. They just read the thread and they're like, this is stupid. There's like literally no evidence to back this up. But yeah, I think one thing that is really not talked about when one becomes a content creator It's like nobody told me that only 20% of this job would actually be content creation, and then the 80% that's left is problem solving and like trying to put out fires every single day. Cheer up, it's idiots on nothing burger. If some people fall for it, so what? You can't lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Gotta go. I think sometimes it is worth, like I said, to reply, because I think, hey, Mr. Personality. I think the problem in the past is that because I like tended to ignore it, um, because I was like, it's just not worth it. I didn't want to cause more trouble. It creates this perception that whenever somebody wants to take a pot shot at Rima, they're like, well, why shouldn't I try? There is no consequences to it. At best, I get a viral tweet. At worst, she just doesn't reply. So it's like, fuck, you guys keep abusing the fact that I tried to act professionally, and now we're here. Well, you wanted attention, you wanted clout so bad. Well, you got my attention now. Yeah, without any response, I become a free target. I'm not gonna do it each time. I hope that after debunking, this is what, like the second story in like, what, 2 weeks? That people are gonna be able to do that exercise on their own moving forward. By the way, Rima is a kitsune. Yeah, true. Yeah, they take being nice as a sign of weakness, literally. Like, they smell blood and they just all go for it. Burden of proof is on the accuser. This needs to be drilled into people. True. But it never is. Like, they don't care. I'm so tired I can't keep up. Same. Idiots don't care about burden of proof. I mean, I don't. It's true, I guess. I don't think these people are principled at all, because, like, they're literally gloating about stealing my content. And while talking that I, like, claiming that I'm stealing somebody else's content. So it's kind of like, is this a case of we don't like this person, so it's okay if we do it to them because we dislike them kind of deal? Hi, Adam. Yeah, Angel. Hi, Candy. Hey, good. I get why you'd have to make a response, but in all honesty, the people who watch and support you will do the research. You have a pretty good reputation in the VTuber commentary space. Thank you, I appreciate it. I mean, I think there's been some pretty big dissemination campaigns against me in the past. That I kind of just let it fly. And there's actually a lot of people But only after like years of me just showing up consistently, defending VTubers principles when they were being like people were being unfair to them, you know, debunking narratives that were untrue, even some against companies that people dislike, like Niji Sanji. And I just showed up consistently. Uh, and then some people sometimes send me messages and they were like, I heard all these things about you. I had you blocked, but I unblocked you because I realized you're not what people made it seem to be. And I get it. My point of views are so not black and white that they're difficult to understand, and they're difficult for people to just like, they come into a stream or they see a clip of me, they're not getting the full picture. And I do think to like yap a lot. It's true. Like I drag on my stances. So or maybe it's a me problem. Maybe I don't express myself well enough. I don't fucking know at this point. But I feel like it's that. Like I feel like you need to watch like a couple of my streams to actually understand the full picture of what Rima is about. You can't just see a clip and get it. A lot of streamers nowadays are about like this gimmick where it's like 10 life hacks to make your life easier, or just this is what I'm about. But I'm not like that. Do you think a lot of this is stemming from the issue with Mujin recently? Like, just kind of so people reporting on issues. Some of them, yes, but there's always been like a hate in the VTuber community for the people doing commentary like me, because it's not totally idol stuff. Hey Camaro, I'm pretty sure they just use this as an excuse to dunk on you. Uh, for fucking who knows, whether it be for defending Lily, something regarded her whole life, going after me, I'm fucking something from before I found you, I don't know. You live rent free in their head and have such a hate boner. I don't think you even need to give a response to or defend yourself, Rima. You got nothing to prove to these vampires. Thank you. Even before it used to be false ID taking the brunt of it. And now that him and Kyo are gone, I guess the attention is switching to me. I thought Rima was about not bathing and nearly burning down the house multiple times. It was one time that I almost burned the house, okay? It was one time. Maybe twice. And I bathed yesterday. But like, for real? I know I can't wish like I don't know. The people that claim that I'm not like doing well enough for the VTuber community, they don't understand how many people are like, I discovered VTubers because of you, and now I can't stop watching them, and all I'm doing is watching clips. Or my wife watched one of your videos the other day, and now she's asking me what VTubers are. By the way, to this person, you're cooked now. You're doing the right thing. While people bash on you for it, you publish neutral reporting even more than what I can say for actual IRL reporters. Let the haters throw hates and cater to the lovers. Hell yeah. Amen to that. Thank you, Simon. I appreciate that. And what I like about us is that we have such a diverse community. It's crazy. Sometimes I'm like, dude, what was it about? Uh oh, it was like that video on the Amelie tweet, for example. The comments were so divided. it was like it was like I hate this. I hate this so much. I would never. I completely disagree with this person. And then the next comment was like, "Nah, they're virtue signaling. They should have never said this." You know, it was like so. It was like there was both. There was both people in the comment section, and I feel like whenever both sides come out and watch what you're saying, and they're on complete opposite side of the spectrum, but they're still watching you, that's gotta count for something, right? Like, that is hard to do. Of course, some people were unhappy that always happens, but I mean, still, I think it's a pretty big feat. So let's give a raise to Aquarake for the avatars thumbnails. They're doing so good. Like, everybody loves them. That means you're not in an echo chamber, Rima. Congrats. Yes. I'm definitely not in an echo chamber. I'm surrounded with no sayers. That is the one thing that I'm doing well. I think it really shows when somebody is in an echo chamber, because as soon as they're at, I lost my train of thoughts here. Fuck. Okay, starting over. Because as soon as they come out in public and they're confronted on some topics, then they're unprepared. It takes them by surprise. A way not to become surrounded by yes men is well, first of all, to allow people to disagree with you around you. You know, all of us have met. I had a client like this in the past. Everybody has had this person in their entourage that you felt like you could not speak your mind around them because they would become like extremely offended. So you're like, yeah, maybe I should just drop this. This is not worth it. So I think the fact that, you know, people around me feel like they can tell me or they can suggest other point of view, and we can talk about this without me like just completely shutting it down, means that they like I've cultivated that space. Yes, Rima, whatever you say. Jokes on them, socially stupid. Same. There's this. How do I open this? Ah, there's another topic we could talk about. You're one of the few big YouTubers that cover VTuber stuff that are still around, and your vids help me be informed on what to look out for. Thank you, Zippyzap. That's so cute. Funny when people call me big YouTubers because I really don't see myself big. But thank you, I appreciate it. We can talk about this other topic. But I haven't taken the time to look at it at all, so we're just I'm just telling you guys right now, this is just gonna be raw, filtered, uncut. Rima, you're bigger than me. I really want to have like a giantess lore video one day. Bye bye, Christian. So apparently there's an AI cloning of a Chinese VTuber called Dong Zuelian Azuma Seren. Sorry if I like butchered that name. A Chinese VTuber who has accounts on Bilibili, and YouTube has her own employer Blanche Fleur, cloning her model and voice with AI. What the fuck? The employer then created AI clone accounts of hers that upload AI-generated content for her VTuber model and voices. But did they buy the rights for that? In a Chinese article dating September 2025, which talked about the possible replacement of VTubers with AI, what happened to Seren was included there when one of her fans was trying to confirm whether she realized that there was an AI account imitating her. She appeared upset and admitted that it belonged to her employer company. Nani? Number of fans 873,000? Wait. Okay, so this is the official. This is the AI account, and it's got more followers. It's got 1.2 million followers? The AI account has more than the original. I guess because they just pump out content. That is next level. These are translated Bilibili screenshots of her account. Her true account is this. Well, I don't know how to read that. Help. While her AI account is her real account is written in traditional Chinese to correspond to her YouTube account. She uses Japanese kanji, and while her AI account is written in simplified Chinese, but with the addition of the characters ocean to differ from her actual account. Oh, and the AI translator translates her account name as Oriental Snow Lotus. Oh, it's taken down. This is the official Twitter account of her employer, which is no longer active since 2022. And in the account, linked the account of two more towns. Tianshu Nahe and Amori Nako. Emonai Zibi and Akumano Chippy, but they're all inactive. Chippy was no longer active since 2021, Nako since 2022, and both never have AI clones. Chinese wiki page of our victim, which is Zulian/Serene. Her genmates wiki page were never created. The only info you can dig are from their Bilibili and YouTube accounts. There's a video on Bilibili compared the real Serene to the AI Serene. Can we watch this? And this is so funny. This is like a remix of those DMCA free songs they use on TikTok. Oh, that's the original, that's the AI? Okay. What the hell? East Snow Lotus 600,000.
现在是2025年5月31日上午10点整。
Well, Dong Zulan herself is probably more popular because of her rare and unusual content, which attracts a lot of attention. People who enjoy watching her antics. Just look at the comment section of her posts. There are tons of people making fun of her. Maybe people nowadays prefer watching streamers with unusual content for their own amusement. But it has to be admitted that the songs Dong Zulan modifies are definitely of much higher quality than Dong Zulan's own singing. Bro, they're saying the AI version of her sounds better? That's not fair! Otherwise, Dong Zulan's life wouldn't be less than Dong Zulan's. The numbers of like is already more than the original's artist song. It's hard to keep up. There was a comment by reviewers who tried to defend the real Seren after people noticing how the AI copy reached half of her total followers. In September 2025, there was an article talking about the replacement of Chinese VTubers by AI. That's so interesting. The background story stemmed from how ASOL... Wait, I covered ASOL! grew to be the largest Chinese VTuber group, but the incident of Carol's mistreatment and the fallout causing competing VTubers group to consider replacing some of their talents with AI. How is that what they concluded from it and not the better treatment of their talents? Yeah, I made a video on ASOL. The research for this was fucking hard. There's a lot more resources now, but back then it was hard to find research for overseas content, especially Chinese one, because most of these Chinese websites, you also need an ID that's Chinese to be able to access them. And ASOL, there were a group of YouTuber idols that were owned by the people that created TikTok. They had a very big corporation behind them. And at one point, people started noticing that Carol, she was having some issues, like she couldn't stand up or she was limping or something. I can't really recall exactly, but it was like a series of stuff. And then they were getting doxxed and stuff and harassed, and she wanted to quit. And because of that, it created this divide between like all the ASOL like tribalist people and then the people that were for Carol, kind of like what happened with Selensgate, Gate, where people were like, we are for Doki Bird, and there was all like the people that were like pro Niji Sanji, and they were like, no, Doki Bird is just like exaggerating. I can't believe that this is the conclusion to that story. They're not like, yeah, we should give our talents more than 0.5 commission. Instead, we should replace them by AI in case they get hurt. The fuck? Yeah, highlighted part of this article was about Seren. This year, in 2025, the VTuber Dong Zuelan had her followers number surpassed by her AI clone, Dongyang Zuelan, in one of her live streams. I hope she gets royalties for this, like actual royalties. And Seren was visibly upset. She admitted that both her account and the AI clone was owned by her MCN employer, and other than a few things she could leak, she wouldn't do anything about it. The fans of the AI clones believed that her voice was cloned with AI for hit songs. And not due to Seren, but for the real Seren's fan, they believed that there would have been no AI clone if there was no Seren herself. Yeah, and ASOL was all about that discussion, where the fans suddenly realized that like 99.5% of everything they donated to the streamers was going to the company, not the idols themselves, and they got so upset. They were like, how come our idols are struggling to make ends meet? When at one point, I think I say the number, and they made an insane amount of money in a single month. They were like legitimately the top Chinese VTuber idol group in the world. And then the fans, when they realized how little their idols were paid, how they could barely afford like basic life necessities, they were devastated. So this is a similar case here. It seems like Azuma Seren is getting practically nothing. She's probably getting like just a small percentage, if she even gets that, out of these accounts that are owned by her MCN. Seren's last upload was May 17. Back in March 10, she pinned news from her stating that she would be taking a hiatus due to health problem and surgery, hinting that she might need to take a rest for approximately 3 months. There was no sign of activities up till May 17. There was no further confirmation whether she undertook the surgery she mentioned in her March 10 announcement. It's hard to find comments like this in her videos, but be it her real account and her AI clone account, and it's possible to view full comment section by logging in. Also, even stranger, Nako and Chippy had been inactive in 2022 before generative AI became a trend, and their accounts were never AI cloned. I wonder what they need for their accounts to be AI cloned. This is gonna happen a lot. There's gonna be probably added clause in contracts from now on to prevent this from happening or to enable companies from doing that. And I know there's some VAs that are already like sold their voice to voice banks with royalties. Like, I guess if the talent agreed to it and they're fairly compensated, it could be fine, but it doesn't seem that this is the case here. At least this is one way AI can be misused. It's going to be a long time before the laws and the corporates make direction of use and restriction of AI. Bro, they needed to make restrictions like fucking 2 years ago. AI is moving way too fast, and they need to catch up. They need to keep up. If the company owns the IP, it's going to be done. Yeah, but the fans don't like that. Well, I guess they still subscribing to the AI here. To the AI account, so that's crazy. Some people in Hollywood have, really? Yeah, I don't think Holo would ever do it. At least I hope so. Okay. When Milky's playing Resident Evil? Alright, I'm gonna end stream. I'm like, actually, I have a mega headache and I'm not feeling that well. Covered the two things I wanted to talk about. Thanks for hanging out and being so supportive, guys. I love you guys so much. I'm gonna go give my voice some rest. Yeah, sorry I haven't been super active this week. But I'll be active in my Discord. I love y'all. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. I'm sending you guys to Yui and Crelly on Twitch. Bye bye.